Today they broke down, it seems, over you. They are stressed, heartbroken, and feeling completely alone. It seems today this person is broken emotionally. I don't mean they simply thought about you for a few minutes over here. I'm getting a much heavier energy here, guys. 10 of swords here. 10 of swords. And it feels like something happened today that brought all of their emotions to the surface, and they couldn't keep pretending they were completely fine about it. No, they couldn't. They were completely broken, shattered into pieces today. There are two things that I want to uncover in this reading right now, if you may ask me. First, what triggered this emotional breakdown today? Okay, because I definitely see there is an emotional breakdown. And second, what they wanted to do about you know you in that moment but stop themselves from doing. Okay, I have the card in front of me and I'll give you a sneak peek. Page of Swords, because I am seeing someone who feels very alone with their emotions right now. That's for sure. That's sad. So let's see what really happening. What is really happening? The first thing I'm picking up is emotional exhaustion, sadness, betrayal, pain, grief, sorrow, and whatnot. This person has been holding something in for sure. They may have been distracting themselves, staying busy, even talking to other people as well, working and going out, scrolling, doing anything that keeps their mind occupied. But today something broke through all of that. Okay, something broke through all of that. And if it could have been a memory as well, like something that kind of made them recall things, a song, maybe a place, something they saw online also. Okay, a date, maybe an anniversary, or even something completely unrelated that suddenly reminded them of you. Quite possible. And once that memory came through, it opened the emotional door for you. Okay, it opened the emotional door, and I feel like they started remembering the connection very differently here. Not just the difficult parts, they started remembering the title things, the important little tiny beautiful things that happen in this connection. Maybe your voice, your conversations, the way you made them feel understood. Okay, they are remembering all of it, the care, the comfort of having someone who genuinely cared, the emotions you invested. And that's where the loneliness comes in. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces energy, because they may have people around them, but emotionally they don't feel understood by those people in the same way at all, and they have gone into a shell. Virgo energy, Hermit. And that's an important distinction I see. This doesn't feel like physical loneliness, it feels like emotional loneliness to me. They can be surrounded by people and still feel completely alone, because the one person they actually want to talk to isn't there, and that's you. Page of Pentacles, Eight of Wands, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. And I feel that may have changed a point where they wanted to tell you something, but then they stopped. There is hesitation, it seems, around the communication, because they are the one who ghosted you. Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius energy. They may have opened your conversation, thought about sending something, typed something as well for few of you, I feel, or imagined what they would say if actually contacted you. They may have even rehearsed that, and then the fear came in. What if they don't respond? What if they are angry? What if they have moved on? What if I can't fix this? That last question feels particularly very strong, because this person isn't only missing you. No. They are questioning whether they have damaged the connection beyond repair. Because the Tower here, the Ten of Swords here, and that's where the stress comes in here. They don't know what version of you they would meet if they come back now, because they are the one who pushed you away, ghosted you, behaved very stubborn. They remember the version of you who cared deeply here, the version who may have been very, very patient, the version who gave them chances after chances after chances, is what I feel. But they don't know if that person is still available. Are you? Let me know in the comment section. If this resonates with you, hype this video right now to activate this energy. And honestly, I feel that uncertainty is hurting them. Now, there's something interesting underneath all of this, I'm gonna say, because on the surface, this person may still appear controlled. Okay, they may not be showing anyone that they are struggling here. They've gone into a shell trying to heal themselves. They could actually be acting completely normal. I would not be surprised, but internally there is lot of mental noise. There's a lot of mental noise. They are replaying what happened between you both. That impulse argument, maybe. They're thinking about what they should have said at that point of time rather than saying things that kind of hurt you, them, and the connection. They are thinking about what they shouldn't have done. Five of Swords and the Knight of Swords here. And there is regret here. Not necessarily regret that the relationship happened. Sorry. It's quite the opposite actually. Tongue twisting. The regret is connected to how they handled. They may know they became distant here. They may know they were inconsistent. They may have taken your patience for granted here. Okay? Self-victimization, self-sabotaging, stubbornness, impulsive. Or they may have assumed that they would always, as in you would always be there for them. And today that assumption doesn't feel safe anymore to them, because your energy has changed, and dramatically. And wow. And this is where the reading takes a turn also. That's what I feel, because the card that I see next here is, I don't think today's breakdown is only about missing you. I think something made them realize that you could genuinely move on. Six of Swords. This is what shocked them. This is what shocked them, literally, and shook them as well. Maybe they noticed something about you, something new online. Maybe they saw you looking happier also. Okay. Maybe someone mentioned you. Maybe they checked something from a distance also. Or maybe they simply had a sudden realization. What if they are actually done with me? And that thought hit differently. Because as long as they believed you were waiting, they could postpone dealing with their feelings, is what it seems. But if they believe you're moving forward, suddenly there is a consequence, is what I see. They have to decide now. Do they continue stay silent? They are juggling, right? So they have to decide, do they continue staying silent, or do they finally do something and take a step forward? Cancer energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy. And I think that is the internal battle happening right now. There are regrets also, by the way. Strong regrets. This is something which you may not be aware of, but I'm telling you with the energies that I read here. If this is resonating with your situation, you can comment I choose clarity below and hide this particular reading to activate that regret in them and activate that communication energy in them so that it can come and communicate with you. We don't need to force an outcome, but because this reading is really about clarity around what has been happening beneath the surface, now what are they hiding is what I want to see. I feel they're hiding just how vulnerable they are actually with Five of Cups and Five of Pentacles. They may have wanted to appear stronger than they felt. They may have acted detached because showing emotion would mean admitting that you affected them deeply, right? And there is pride here. There is a strong pride here, a lot of pride and stubbornness here. This person may struggle with being one who reaches out first. They struggle that. Because reaching out means they have to risk rejection, and they can't take that, even though if they are suffering. And they have to risk you saying, what are you coming? Why are you coming back now? They have to explain themselves, and most importantly, they have to admit that their silence didn't make them feel better. Okay? It made them miss you more. It made them miss you more. Trust me. There is also a fear that you may have emotionally, replaced them. And they are juggling right now, literally. Ten of Pentacles here. Again, I'm not saying there has to literally be another person. The fear itself is what matters, is what I see and feel here. They are afraid your heart may no longer be available in the same way. Okay, in the same way. It may no longer be available, and that possibility is making them feel powerless. Literally powerless. But you are feeling free here. This is your energy, because I actually think your emotional shift is a major part of why they are feeling this so strongly. Nine of Cups. You are feeling emotionally free somehow. You're like spreading your arms and embracing everything coming to you without questioning. You may still care about this person, no doubt. You may still think about them. If you're watching this video, then you are, of course. But you're becoming tired of carrying the entire emotional weight now. The Two of Swords. Waiting for them, guessing always. But now I see you are happy. You're going out with friends. You're chilling with friends. You're beginning to ask yourself, how long am I supposed to wait now? You are no more. How much more am I supposed to understand here? You did ask those questions already. What about what I need? And when you ask those questions, that shift happened, and that shift matters. You're no longer looking at their potential as much as you used to. You're starting to look at their actions now, and that powerful thing, that shift is coming, because this person may have been relying on your emotional availability without realizing how much of a safety net it was for them when they were with you. Now that safety net feels like it's disappearing, and this person is now tasting the taste of their own karma, the way they behaved with you, and they can feel it. So what happens next? The strongest energy I'm seeing is that the communication in next 8 hours to 8 days becomes increasingly difficult for them to avoid, because I see them coming forward and communicating with you. Majority I see it will happen within next 8 days. For few it can be also 8 hours. They are reaching a point where silence is becoming so uncomfortable for this person to even bear. They may begin by checking from a distance. Page of Swords energy. Okay, they may actually start checking you from a distance here. They may look for an opening here. They may find an excuse to communicate in next 8 hours, or they may suddenly become more visible in some way, it seems. But the important thing is this, okay? If they come forward, don't only listen to what they say, okay? don't only listen to what they say, because next 8 hours is crucial from the time you watch this particular video. It doesn't matter whenever you come across. Once you watch it within next 8 hours, watch whether their behavior has actually changed or not, because this connection doesn't need another emotional moment followed by the same old pattern here. It needs honesty, it needs consistency, and it needs both people to participate here. Okay, it needs both people to participate, and for some of you this could become a genuine turning point here, not because the person suddenly stops having fear, but because their fear of losing the connection may finally become stronger than their fear of being vulnerable. And that is the shift I am watching here, guys, very strongly. Okay, now coming back from where I started, what triggered the breakdown today? Okay, that's where we started the reading. The first question, what I see with the entire spread laid out in front of me, the strongest message is that something made them confront the possibility that you are no longer emotionally waiting for them. And the second question that I want to address here, that I asked in the beginning, that two things I want to see. The second question, what did they want to do but stop themselves from doing? Okay, that's the second question. They wanted to reach toward you. They wanted some kind of emotional reassurance here. They wanted to know whether there was still a door open or not. But pride, fear, and uncertainty stopped them. And that leaves us with the deeper message here. Okay, that leaves us with the deeper message. This person may finally be experiencing a small piece of what you experienced when they were distant. The uncertainty, the unanswered questions is what I feel. The loneliness is what I feel. The wondering is what I feel, and perhaps that's why today's energy feels so heavy. They are realizing that silence doesn't only affect the person waiting here. Okay, it affects the person who created the silence too. So don't feel that you have to rush towards them simply because they are struggling. Let their emotion lead them to their own truth, is what I'm gonna say. And if this connection is meant to move forward, which it is, King of Cups here. So the next chapter needs to involve more than missing each other energy. It needs to involve showing up differently for each other. And that is the biggest message I want you to take from this reading right now. Someone may be breaking down right now because they are finally realizing what your absence actually means. But your power isn't in making them suffer. Your power is in no longer abandoning yourself while waiting for someone else to make a decision here. Okay? So here's my question to you. Do let me know in the comment section the answer that you want to share. If they contacted you today and finally admitted everything they have been feeling, what is the one thing you would need to hear from them before you would believe they were serious about you this time? Not only in words, but in actions also, or whatever you feel like answering. So tell me that in the comments. I love to read all your comments, and trust me, I do take out my next day's topic from your comments only. And if this reading connected with your situation, like the video, subscribe it, hit the notification bell, because we are going to keep looking beneath the surface of those, of these connections, I would say. Because sometimes the biggest emotional shift doesn't happen when someone says, I miss you. There's a lot more behind every energy I read. Okay, it happens when they finally realize I could actually lose them. Okay, so that's about it, guys. Thank you so much for staying with me till this long. And in case if you would like to book a personal session with me, the link is in the description box. You can WhatsApp me or DM me. And if in case you would like to book a spell work with me, then go for the 21 days love combo or love reconciliation or love obsession spell work in this particular reading, for this particular reading. Otherwise also you can let me know the situation and I would love to help you out with that. Thank you.